Today's Japanese slang term is risemara, which refers to a reset marathon. This developed initially as a term used by fans of gacha games to refer to a process of installing and uninstalling the game rapidly. Why would you do this? Well, because the game is offering free spins, free gifts of some kind to new players, and so you keep going in as a new player until you get a really good result, making sure that you have a really good starting point from day one. Well, maybe not day one, the reset marathon may take a while, but at least the day that you start actually playing the game or sell the account. Risemara has seen a lot of use in Japanese. This is not a new term. Nicopedia, for instance, says it came on 2chan by around 2012, but it has to go back earlier because I can find tweets using it in 2009 and also in 2010. But Google Trends shows clear and sustained interest from 2013 with a really big spike in 2015, and there's even a Wikipedia page created for it in 2018. It's pretty easy to verb as well. If you do a reset marathon, that's just via suru. But I am very delighted to say that while less common, you can do it as an u verb that ends in ru, as in risemararu. But you can kind of tell that this is, less common, not only because, I guess, trust me, but also, while there is like risemaratta, there's no one out there using risemararanai or risemararanakatta or anything like that. So I guess this gives me the opportunity to be the first person on earth ever to say, watashi wa zettai risemararanai. I'm pretty proud of that, gonna put it on my resume. And there are extension phrases like risemara shuryo, which is like I'm done finally resetting the game because I got the stuff that I wanted, that I spent all this time trying to get. Although of course you can just use verbs like oware when it's done. That said, let's focus on this image a bit because while risemara was initially, according to all sources, again here's one, something that was focused on smartphone games, as it has seen use, it has evolved to mean just like restarting a save. You don't need to uninstall Animal Crossing to get another chance at your starting island. You can just delete your save and try again. And there are figurative uses as well. Like this person says that all that's left to do is to reset marathon their life, which sounds really sad, but in context here, it's just like a joking comment about how some mistake is so big that they'll never recover and they want to start from zero. Indeed, some people have even argued that the Buddhist concept of samsara, or the endless cycle of reincarnation, as you attempt to move towards enlightenment, is kind of a risemara in a way. If you're someone who plays Monster Hunter though, instead of doing a risemara, you might instead be doing a ritamara, which is a retirement marathon. Now, I've never played Monster Hunter, so excuse any mistakes here. Could you imagine if I made a mistake while describing Monster Hunter? Like, for instance, wouldn't it be so funny if I meant to talk about Monster Hunter Wilds, but I said Monster Hunter Worlds over and over again in a video? That would be embarrassing. I would never do that. If something like that happened, I'd just have to risemara my life and go through the 30+ years until I get to making that video again and then hope I don't make the same mistake. Basically, this means like going into a battle and then jumping out of it immediately until you get the right monster you're looking for, the right item, the right whatever, basically the encounter that you want. If I understand how this works in Monster Hunter right, it's basically like walking around looking for a random encounter in any kind of RPG until you get the rare one that you're looking for, and not bothering with fighting any other mobs that you encounter in between. The Google Trends chart for this word is a big mess, but it does look like it may actually predate risemara, as I can find uses going back to 2009 and ones in like 2011 that are very clearly references to a Monster Hunter game. But as of current date, these two terms have actually kind of collided, and some people are using them interchangeably without differentiating the two like you're supposed to. No, I'm just kidding. There are no rules. It's all fake. Do whatever you want. For instance, this person is not sure which term to use, which shows some kind of confusion about the definition. I don't know what game this is, but I'm 99% sure that this is formally a mix-up, as they're using ritamara to refer to what is a gacha result, so that would actually be a risemara. They can't like back out of this encounter and find a new one. But there are people that do pay attention to strict use. This person, for instance, is looking for a specific item in a Final Fantasy game, so they're just going into lots of battles, and therefore they're using ritamara. And this person uses ritamara to note that they're going into battles and then leaving them if they look unfavorable, which is how they got to level 50 without paying money, using the phrase mukakin, which is the Japanese term for like free-to-play. That's why this guy from the Olympics was called Mukaki no Jisan as like a friendly name, because his lack of fancy tools made him look like a free-to-play Olympian. And there are people that really stress the difference between these two, as in this person noting that in Monster Hunter, risemara are not necessary, but ritamara absolutely are. So don't get stressed out or confused if you find people mixing these up. Just back out of the interaction and find a new one until you encounter the correct use.